Hello and welcome YouTube. Today, it's October 9th. We finally got the chance to go up north to do some scouting in preparation for the 2024 Rutcation, where I'll be going for one full week in November, hunting the PA Northern Big Woods. Where we're going is I have history with this spot all the way back since I was in high school, and I was hunting there with buddies who had a cabin up there and everything. But this year is a little bit more important to me because I'm going to be having a special guest come for this Rutcation trip, or at least the tail end of it. So I want to make sure that I go out there and I have spots dialed in for them. We're going to go put up some cameras, check some sign, check some old clear cuts, and see if we can't at least get inventory on some of the deer that are in the area. Now, I know it's still early October, and quite frankly, the season just opened here in PA about 4 days ago. And am I a little late probably going out here? Sure, but better late than never. I still have a month to try and figure out where these deer are, where they're moving, and how they're gonna move throughout the rut. And especially in that first week in November, it's prime time to where we're at. The weather normally cools down right after Halloween, and we normally get a cold front right around that time. So with that, we still got about 30 minutes to go. I'll see you guys when we get there. Well, as you can tell, we made it into the woods, and just gotta get geared up, get ready, and go do some scouting. Hopefully try and find some decent sign, let me know where these deer are at, and then go from there. Just ditched the truck and I'm on foot walking into this woods here. So where we're going to check out is basically a bowl that comes together, and in there's a couple of beaver ponds. Now, last year I hunted this area, and just above this there's a clear cut with a drainage kind of on the other side where it goes clear cut, a thicket, and then a hardwood edge. And in that like maybe 50 yards of thicket is a creek that runs down, and that drains into where we're going to check out today. All the deer that I've seen were running that creek, going downstream, headed towards these beaver ponds. So hopefully we can slip in there and find some good sign, hang a couple cameras, and get some good pictures of some bucks. So, well, just to give you guys a little update, I walked down around these beaver ponds and up to this spot where I hunted last year, where I missed an opportunity to get a really good buck. And there's trails galore, but there's nothing that's really like, yeah, they're in here right now. I mean, I know historically they've been here for the past couple of years, but there's just no sign or anything that's telling me like, hey, throw a trail camera up right here, see what's making all this sign. So I'm gonna follow this creek back out to the river, or to the beaver ponds, and I don't know, regroup. There's one other spot that I want to check. It's got like a little opening like in the middle of some hardwoods, so I want to go check that out, see if there's any trails coming in and out of there, maybe check the edges for scrapes, and I don't know, just keep walking around. It's a beautiful day out here in the woods, a little breezy but not too hot, so can't complain. Well, we're up the road just about a couple hundred yards. We're going in on the opposite side of the road now from where the clear cut is. There's a little select cut area, some open woods. I'm just gonna dive in here. I saw some things on Spartan Forge that I want to check out. Some little openings and some stuff that enticed me to pull over here and look. So we're gonna dive in here real quick, see what we can see. Well, this is promising. I'm not even 50 yards from the truck. You can actually still see it. And right on the trail in, there's a little scrape right there with the looking branch up there. So that's promising. There's deer here. That's the best deer sign I've seen so far from being out here scouting. So we're gonna keep going. And my hopes are high for this spot. So let's see. Just standing here, kind of in the middle, trying to find a tree that I would climb into. And that's the only tree you can really see. If you look in it, someone already put up the hang on, so. Kind of hard to see on camera, but you can kind of see the sticks at the base of the tree. And of course, when I went to go walk up it, check it out, probably about 30 yards into the thicker stuff, I jumped 2 does. So, deer here. That's promising. But it sucks that someone else has got to stand in here, but that's the way it goes on public land. So I'm going to keep on walking down. I got a few more spots in this area I want to check. And then we'll get out of here and move on to the next one. First camera set up. There's this trail going right through this opening. It looks like it's pretty beat down, so I just threw an SD card camera up because there's no service up here, so no sense in wasting the cell camera on a place that doesn't have service. But I picked out a tree about 25 yards in that I'd be able to get up in with my saddle. So I come back in a few weeks, check that camera, and hopefully we've got a picture of a good buck on there. But I'm gonna keep walking, see where this trail goes, and then go from there.
This GPS knows where we are.
Whoa. Good morning and welcome. It is November 2nd. We are officially in Rutcation. Yesterday, Fig was able to come up, and we scouted around and we picked out a tree. It's a decent little travel corridor right on the edge of some thick stuff in a pine forest. So this morning we already have our stuff set up in the tree, so we're gonna go in there and hopefully we can catch one cruising by. But we're pumped. We're excited to be up here. It's chilly this morning. Chuck says it's about 35 right now, so that's perfect. Nice cold morning. Should get the deer up and moving. Let's get to the woods, get into the tree, and let's try and shoot something today.
Setting the stand is currently 9:45. Been in here since probably about 6:45, 7 o'clock. Once we got to the stand, saw a nice, probably a doe, about 25, 30 yards away to our left. And just saw a coyote trot across the field over there to the right about 45 minutes ago. Saw a doe. Go straight out from us, probably about 70 yards away. Looked like he was walking away from us, but a little bit of activity, just hoping it picks up a little bit. See what the the rest of the morning, the afternoon holds.
Yeah.
What? Coming in near 11 o'clock right now. Really no activity. Haven't really heard anything other than squirrel and chipmunk rustling around. Getting down, gotta go have some lunch and then find a new spot. There's a clear cut farther down, I guess, down the hill. And we're gonna go check out and scout and see what's there. So we're gonna find a spot and then sit there for the rest of the day. Hopefully we'll see something.
So we've decided to completely change areas now, and we're going into a spot that me and my dad scouted probably about a couple weeks ago, 2-3 weeks ago. So we're gonna go in here, we're gonna check one of my trail cameras that I have, and then we're gonna find a tree to climb up in. The tree that I already had picked out, you can only get into it with a saddle. So we're gonna go in there a little bit early, try and find a tree that Fig can get in with his climber, and then try and get one on the ground.
Gone to a new tree in the afternoon. Bob came out here about 2 or so weeks ago. Scouted in there, saw a scrape, so the scrape's still there. There's a buck that's coming around quite often. So figured we would get in this tree right here and give it a shot. I'll probably have about 4 hours or so of hunting left, so all we need is one deer to walk by and we're good to go. We'll see what happens.
Well, good morning, folks. It's November 4th. We got into the stand a little late this morning, but way she goes, you'll have that. Today's the first day that I'm actually hunting. My dad's here too. He came in last night. So, we kind of wanted to walk in just as it was breaking daylight, because he didn't really know what tree he wanted to get into. And I really didn't know what tree I wanted to get into. We kind of had to go to our plan C option, just because where we're hunting on public, there's a truck in the first spot we were gonna go, and then there was a truck in the second spot we were gonna go. So we had to go to our plan 3. We're still sitting in the same area that we wanted to go for plan A, but we just had to take the long way to get there, basically. So it's currently like 8 o'clock. Let me double check that time. I think it's like 8:20. Oh, it's 8:14. I just had a small buck come through. I don't think I was able to get him on video because he kind of skirted the whole edge of me. So bucks are up, they're moving, they're cruising, and we're gonna settle in. Hopefully another one walks by within shooting range, and we'll go from there. The weather's supposed to be southeast, or the wind is supposed to be southeast. So basically I'm sitting in this little valley or ravine or drainage, whatever you want to call it, with a creek in the middle. There's a clear cut, thick stuff, and then open hardwoods. I'm sitting right on that edge of the thick stuff and open hardwoods. So hopefully something comes cruising through here and we can put one on the ground. That'd be nice. Well, we just had another buck come through, probably about 60 yards. never came any closer. He kind of cut out of this thick stuff about 60 yards ahead, went into the open hardwoods, and then I think he's following that hillside back around. But so far that's 2 bucks. And we got into the woods late. So my hopes were low. But after seeing those 2 bucks, they're starting to go on the rise. We're set up here in a spot that me and Vic scouted the Friday, the first day we got here. So Vic said historically there's this little, well, what it is this little opening between a thicket that was a clear cut probably a couple years ago, or a select cut, and a pine forest. And in the middle of this little opening is a pine tree. Normally there's been a community scrape on it, but this year we only got 1 scrape. So, or 1 small scrape, looks like single use maybe. But nonetheless, I feel like deer should be moving through here. And it's a little warmer today. It's gonna go up to 72, but what can you do? Can't control the weather, so we're gonna settle in and hopefully something walks by. I got a good feeling about this. My dad set up probably about, I don't know, 200-300 yards that way, just up the hill, right on the edge of the, right on the ridge, right on the edge of the thicket. So we're gonna hang out for a while and hopefully see something. Hopefully get something on the ground. Just had a doe come through right in the thicket. She looked like she was gonna come this way, but then she come back up. Well, we just had a little buck come through, literally right behind us. He kind of caught me sitting down. And before I realized it was him coming, I thought it was a squirrel. I guess that's why you always check. But I was able to get a look at him and he wasn't a shooter. So it's kind of like no harm, no foul there, but he didn't spook. But he just kind of moved off. He was cruising, so would have been cool to get him on camera, but oh well. So it's about 10:20 right now. It's hot. It's like 70 degrees right now. But I'm gonna climb down and I'm gonna go 150 yards that way towards a power line that we found a big community scrape. Like this thing's like car hood sized. So I'm gonna break down and move over there and hopefully set up for the evening, because on Sunday I glassed that whole power line and I saw a buck chasing a doe back and forth across there, and a bunch of does were feeding in that power line. So I'm gonna go find that scrape set up just inside the woods off the power line in that scrape, and get set up and get ready for the evening. So I'm gonna tear down, go there, set up, walk back for lunch, and then dive back in there. So we got a little bit of walking ahead of us. But I mean, like I said, it's only 150 yards that way, so. Well, I found the big community scrape. The only bad thing is you can't get into any trees there. I should have showed you guys, but I kind of forgot because I was too busy trying to figure out the wind and figure out where the heck I was going to set up. But turns out there's really no good place to set up there. So I'm going to go back to my original spot where I was this morning, roll my sticks back up in the same tree, and go grab lunch. So mistakes were made, but it was worth a shot. I had to go look. Well, stand's rehung. I don't know if you can see it. Not really, because the sun's right in your eyes, but let's dive out of here, go get some lunch. Well, it's freaking 80 degrees. Our bellies are full. And we're going back in for the evening hunt. It's what? About 1:30 right now. So, it's hot, but it's the rut. And you can't kill them from in the truck, so we're going back in the tree.
I know, a lot of people killed them from the truck already. I've seen some nice ones taken from a truck.
We're back in the stand. Same stand as this morning. It's hot. So, we'll see if something moves through. I'm hopeful, but I don't know. With this, I mean, people say that they're gonna rut no matter what. But it's hard to believe when it's freaking 75 degrees out. So, I don't know. We'll give it a go. We'll see. All you can do is try. Today is November 6th, I believe. Let me double check. Yep, Wednesday, November 6th, 5 a.m. We're going back to the same spot that we were in yesterday. Because we left our stuff in the trees and we saw deer yesterday. So, might as well go back in there. That spot is as good as any, to be honest with you. So, it's supposed to be warm again today in the 60s with a little bit of rain. So hopefully with that rain coming, maybe we'll get things moving a little bit more and fired up a little bit more. So we're going to finish loading the truck up, hit the road, and get in the woods. So we've been in this spot for about a day and a half now, and no shooter bucks came by. It's basically been raining all morning, so the only thing I had come by was a doe about 70 yards up the hill, and then I had a spike about 40 yards over there, but never would have gave me a shot anyways. So the game plan now is we're gonna get out of our spots, and then we're gonna move closer to these power lines where I glassed some deer in and glassed a good buck chasing a doe, and also that big community scrape. Yesterday I went over there and I really didn't find anything that I liked, or any tree wise that I liked to get in, but I might even go on the other side of the power lines. I know there's a spot or two over there that I know of, but yeah, we gotta change something up because we're not seeing any shooter bucks. And I'm really not seeing the rutting activity either, like I feel like we should be seeing. So maybe they're just not coming through in these specific areas that we're sitting in, but we gotta change something up to try and make something happen here. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pack up my stuff and we're gonna move over there. Well, we're just running back to the truck real quick for lunch. I pulled my stand out of the tree. Same thing with my dad, and we're gonna move closer to the power lines when we go in. We're just gonna eat a quick lunch, charge our phones enough, and then get right back in there, because, I mean, it's a cloudy day, calm wind, which is like, but the conditions are also wet, so we'll be able to slip in there without being too loud, hopefully. So, yeah. So, we finally found a spot. We're up the hill from the community scrape, right on the edge of the power lines, just before the ridge. And right up at the top of the ridge, I found 2 smaller scrapes. So, we're gonna climb this tree here and get set up. There's a couple trails intersecting right here, and it looks like a trail's coming right off the power line. So, best, you know, this is as good a spot as any, I guess. Well, we just got set up in our new spot, and I am really liking it. We're right on we're right on the ridge, on top of the hill, like just to where it starts to turn down. There's a flat spot up top with 2 scrapes on it. So, and it looks like there's just trails coming everywhere, and even right off the power lines, because the power lines is literally 30 yards. So, just in the woods off the power lines. And Sunday night, like I said, I glassed all in there, and there are deer all over those power lines. So, it looks like there's a little gap right here where they might use to come into the woods. It looks like a trail coming out of it. So, we'll see what happens. I feel confident about it. Well,
I had one come by at sunset.
yeah.
Too far away to really see. It really might have been a buck.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I was glassing it, and it was tough. I think, or at least I was growing horns on it.
I got you.
But it was good 80 to 100.
Yeah, that was pretty far away.
Yeah, without a doubt. You?
I saw nothing.
Nothing.
The only thing I saw was the deer that I jumped on the walkout. And I also saw a bunny.
Oh, no way.
And a mouse climbing a tree right next to me as I was walking by. So, yeah.
Well, it would have been bonus points if you would have skewed the mouse.
Yeah. Yeah, right. So, I don't know. I don't know what to say. Well, good morning, everyone. It's day number... I don't even know what day it is. We've been out here grinding these PA public lands. And, honestly, it's been rough. This morning we're in a spot where me and Fig sat Saturday afternoon. I'm overlooking a community scrape that I've got pictures of a good buck that was hitting it at the beginning of the week when it was nice and cold. The past 2 days have been hot, and then yesterday it was hot and rainy. So this morning it's back down into the 50s. A little cloudy, a little groggy, but we're in here. So hopefully this big boy walks by and we can put one on the ground. We're probably gonna stay in this area all day, and this evening we got good old Cameron Robson coming out all the way from Georgia to come hunt the PA rut. Some of you guys might know him from TikTok, but me and him, we go way back in our military days. We used to live in the same house together and be real good friends and ride dirt bikes and stuff like that. So I'm excited to get him up here and experience the PA Big Woods. Hopefully we can get in some action with him, and hopefully he can get a buck. But until then, we're going to be sitting here hanging in a tree. We just got done with lunch. We're only out for about an hour. We had a bird hunter and his dog come through anyway, so we figured that was as good a time as any to get down from the stand and go eat lunch. So, just dropped my dad off. I'm walking to my stand now, and if we had as good as morning this morning as we do in the evening, I think we have a pretty good chance of getting something on the ground, because I had my shooter buck come through, along with 2 does and a spike. So we had some good deer action this morning. Let's just hope it keeps up for the afternoon. So. I kind of adjusted my stand a little bit because I'm an idiot, and the way I was set up, I would kind of, if I wanted to go to my strong side, because the way the tree's leaning, it like swing me super hard that way. So what I decided to do is move my platform so that way, like the tree leaning this way, so I'm on the downward side of that slope, so I won't swing out when I go and try and shoot. And I found this out because I went to do a practice draw, and whenever I went to let down, I sent one into the dirt. So I just climbed down, picked my arrow up, because it was literally right in the middle of the trail, and adjusted my platform, and I'm pretty well set up now. So rookie mistakes, but what can you do? Well, it's our second to last day here, PA, for the 2024 Rutcation. Last night I picked Cam up from the airport at like midnight. He flew in on a little single prop plane from DC to Du Bois, PA. He was the only one on the plane. It was just him and the pilots. So that was pretty cool. But I got a deer coming. Well, I feel like that always happens to me. I was in the middle of giving that update, in the open morning, whatever you want to call it, and
I had a buck come through. He wasn't anything crazy. He was probably like a 2-year-old. I think he was a 6. I didn't see any brow tines, so I'm assuming he was a 6, but it was a $6. Like, it wasn't no dink. If he would have came into range, I would have shot him. But he literally just skirted that edge. And I've noticed that a lot, is these little openings in this pine forest, is these deer will just skirt the edge of that opening, and I think they're just checking to see if there's any does or whatever in there. But I mean, I'm looking at a scrape too that's about 25 yards, and I thought that's what he was gonna go check, but he just didn't really pay no mind to it and kind of skirted the edge. So it's still pretty early in the morning. I think it's only maybe 8 o'clock. Yeah, it's actually 8 o'clock on the dot, so still plenty of time left this morning. Me and Cam said we're gonna sit till noon. But if it stays nice and chilly the way it is, we might, hurry up, run out, grab lunch, and then come right back in. Tomorrow, might try and do an all-day sit, to be honest with you, especially since the weather's gonna be nice and chilly again tomorrow. It's supposed to be in the morning, it's supposed to be like 33, and then they warm up to 50, maybe. I think it's only supposed to warm up to like 47, but either way, these 2 days, perfect conditions for Cam to come up from Georgia. He's saying back home it was like 85 degrees, so this is a good change of pace for him. Get some colder weather, see some deer movement. I'm really hoping he has some deer up on top of that hill up there. It'd be really awesome for him to come all the way here from PA, from Georgia, and get a buck on the ground. So I'm excited to have my buddy out here and come hunt with me, and it's just a good time to be in the woods. We got maybe 3 hours of sleep last night, but let me tell you, I am not tired. That buck fired me up. So conditions are a little wet, so it's a little hard to hear them coming. You gotta really try and catch their movement. So, and plus the tree I'm in doesn't exactly have the best cover, so I gotta try and catch them early so I can get set up. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the rest of the morning. I think we might get a mid-morning cruiser, to be honest with you. At least that's what I'm hoping for. Just had a shooter buck come in at 30 yards, and I needed him to take one more step, and I was gonna draw and shoot, but he got spooked by a freaking squirrel jumping out of a tree. Like, he was just walking, a squirrel jumped out of a tree, he stopped, took a couple hops away, settled down, realized it was a squirrel, and then I tried to run him back in. He turned and looked, but then didn't want anything to do with it, and then just kept walking away on his new path. I'm still shaking. I was so close, literally one more step. That's the second encounter I've had today with a shooter buck. So it's 11 o'clock right now. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tear down from this, and I'm gonna move into this tree. That tree right there. Just because it has a little bit better cover in it, and it kind of puts me more in the center of this little opening, so that way I could have better shots at other deer if they come in this afternoon. So I'm gonna tear down real quick, set up over there, go meet up with Cam, and then we're gonna have lunch and then come right back into the woods basically. Cause it's happening out, boys. This is what we waited for all week. Finally cold and the deer are moving. So I'm gonna adjust real quick, grab lunch, and we'll be back in the woods. We just had our first encounter of the morning, and the way he came in, as he skirted this pine edge, and I have a little gap right here in front of me, but he just turned. I don't know if he caught my movement from turning the GoPro on, but it wasn't a crazy good buck. It was a decent buck. I would have shot him for sure, but that's good. Had another encounter. I just wish we could really stick an arrow in one, or at least give me the opportunity to at least stick an arrow in him. It's still fairly early, so not all hope is lost yet. So today we have Cam, my dad, and me out here. My dad's up at the top of the hill, on the other side of the power lines, overlooking this trail that comes off of posted property onto public. And there's a scrape right there. And he texted me, he said he was actually drew back on a deer, and it either caught his movement from drawing or smelled him from walking in and ran off. And then Cam told me he just had a 10-minute showdown with a good buck too, because he's sitting over a huge car hood-sized community scrape. So all three of the boys out here have encountered bucks. So that's a good morning. Everyone got the buck fever this morning. My dad texted me, he said he was still shaking 30 minutes after. And Cam said the same thing. He said he was shaking like a leaf. So I'm good. I'm glad that everybody's encountering deer out here, because it'd really suck if we weren't. Well, here we are, the last evening of Rutcation 2024. And so far, it's been a good Rutcation. Probably is about as good as it could go without someone getting something. I mean, everyone's seen deer. Everyone's had opportunity at bucks or encounters with bucks. And that's all you can really ask for. I mean, on top of that, it's just been a great time being able to come out here with my dad, hang out with him all week, just in the woods, just dudes being dudes, and then for Cam to be able to come up from Georgia, one of my good time. He's going to be a lifelong friend of mine, so look to hopefully have hunting trips in the future where maybe I'll go down hunt with him, and then he'll come back up here hunt with me, vice versa. So for now, we're just gonna settle in. It's a little bit warmer right now, warmed up probably to about 55. So the wind is light and variable, which is not great, but it is what it is. I'm gonna hunt it no matter what. And hopefully this afternoon a buck gives us an opportunity. And I really hope, if I don't get one, I really hope one of the other two get one, because I'll be just as happy, and I think everybody else can. I think that's what everyone else's mindset is, man, I hope somebody else gets one. I mean, don't get me wrong, it'd be great for me to get one too, but I just think everyone's rooting for each other, and, you know, if one person is able to get it done, it's going to feel like we all got it done. So gonna sit here, enjoy this warm weather for a little bit before it starts to cool down in the evening, and just enjoy the evening, reflect on the good times and good memories that we made on this trip. So yeah, just hang out until one walks by, hopefully. God. Man, nothing like the last day at the last hour. I'm still speechless. I'm still shaking like a leaf. It's 5:13. I probably shot that deer around 5 o'clock. Man. After all week of putting in work, grinding it out day in and day out, it feels good to let an arrow fly. I didn't get the shot on camera. I got him on camera, but I didn't get the shot. But I'm pretty sure it was just a touch high. But I'm also pretty sure I heard him crash. So the plan is I'm just gonna stay on my stand until dark, because my dad and Cam are still hunting, and I don't want to take away from their opportunities of possibly getting a deer. So once it gets dark and we'll climb out of their stand and we're all gonna meet up, I'm not even gonna look at the arrow until I have all the guys come over. But man, it's hard to come up. It's really hard to come up with words to say. And like, the setting couldn't be better. I got my dad up here. I got one of my good buddies, Cam Robson. I mean, yeah, this is gonna be a memory that's gonna last a lifetime. I know. So basically, I had a fork horn come in probably about 4:45.
Okay.
And then the fork horn came in, milled around. I poured some doe pee in the scrape that's right by me. Fork horn came, sniffed that, and just kind of worked his way off.
Uh-huh.
And he got like right underneath me, and I still had my bow in my hand, and I was super still. And he kind of like looked back and took a couple hops, and then looked back again, and I was like, that's weird. And then like not even 2 seconds later, I heard ch.
No shit.
So I grabbed my bow again, turned my GoPro and the camera on, and he came in like right here straight at me, and then kind of stopped and turned because I had to adjust. Because I pulled back when he was still in the pines. And like, he was at 11 yards. He looked up, saw me, and I was like, it's now or never.
Yep.
Let it fly, dude. Clean pass through him, looking at my arrow. He ran off down the hill, like towards the thicket, and I'm pretty sure I heard him crash.
Okay.
But
I heard something crash.
yeah. So
I thought he ran up, to be honest with you, from the sounds of it.
no, he ran. I watched him run like basically
Nice.
straight down.
Huh.
So
How big?
I'm pretty sure he's the 8-point that Cam saw
The
this
one I saw
morning.
was a good 8-point, so if it's that one, that's a good deer, dude.
Nice.
So I just told Cam, I said the plan is we're gonna go in there, check the arrow, check for first blood, and then run back to the truck, ditch our packs, and give it a little bit.
Okay.
I want to charge my phone too, and then make sure, because I want to make sure this deer's dead,
Right.
especially what happened with the
Yeah,
doe.
I know.
I want to make sure this deer's
I got a
dead.
couple of hand lights, too, in my truck.
Okay, cool. I got a torch light in my backpack too,
Doesn't
so
matter. I got a good flashlight in my backpack too, so.
let's do it, boys. Let's go. Oh. I'd say
Pretty pink, pretty aerated. Looks like one from.
I would agree that that's a dead deer.
Got hair.
And blood right there on the spot.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think
that's
a dead deer.
Yeah, you can see the bubbles in it
Yeah,
and
it
everything.
looks like lungs. People say that's a myth, but that
So
one is a little
that's the tree I was in right there.
thinner. Yeah, he's gross.
Dude, so see where that branch comes out?
Yeah.
I was right underneath that branch on the right. He came in from right here. Literally, like right this way, right there. And I adjusted, he heard me, looked up, and was like, it is now. Goosh.
You were already gone back and everything.
Yeah, as soon as because I caught a glimpse of his antlers in the woods, and I was like, oh yeah, this is a shooter.
You going this way?
Yeah, I think so.
So that's the see a pair of eyeballs laying on the ground over there. Just in case.
Where else did you see the blood? Oh, there's a speck right there.
Right there.
It's right
On the
there.
log on that leaf.
Okay. I think he ran more that way.
Or left.
Yeah. Not right here. I don't know exactly where he went into the woods. Oh, here we go. You have to. So I got first blood right here. It's going right into this. Yeah, it's literally going right here. So. Like right over that fallen down log, these two split pine trees. So. Yeah, I say we go back to the truck, drop our shit, grab the cart, chill there for a little bit, and then come back out and track them. Sound like a plan?
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan.
Hell yeah. I'm actually going to take my arrow and stick it right where he went over that
Good
log.
idea.
Right.
It's like right where you guys are standing.
Yeah.
Pretty thick or something there.
I got toilet paper in my bag. Tie some toilet paper to it. So it is 8:14. The deer's been dead for, well, I shot the deer for about 3.5 hours ago. So we just went back to camp, looked at the footage, grabbed some snacks and some waters, and now we're headed back into the woods, hopefully to go recover this deer. We hear some yotes in the background. I'm gonna be ticked if they're eating my deer right now. So we're gonna go try and find them. So gray.
What's the exit?
Oh, it was a little hot.
It came out a little.
So last night we tracked the deer and he didn't go about 80 yards from where I shot him. Looking at the wound, I did shoot him high like I thought, but luckily from the angle we was at and how close he was, that I was able to get both lungs, and he didn't, like I said, didn't go 80 yards. So last night we drug him out, probably got out of the woods about 10 o'clock. Thank God for deer carts, let me tell you, because if not, that would have been one hell of a drag. But I'm super thankful for my dad and Cam being out of here with me and helping me put in the work to drag this deer out. I mean, without them, that I probably would have had to quarter that deer up and take multiple trips. But nonetheless, super thankful that they were here, and it was a great time all week out here grinding it out. Yeah, I mean, there's not really much else to say other than we got it done. So thanks you guys for watching, and see you on the next one.